People who do public service food jobs, like being at the fast food window or a waitress at a restaurant, are almost becoming untouchable in terms of it being okay to make fun of them. Waitresses are all like, anyone who tips badly is an asshole, no matter what, because we live on tips. Well, the truth is that if some of you lived on good customer service, you'd be dead. I tip based on how much I think that person is worth as a human being. Sometimes that's just not much. There's this stupid quote going around the internet about how if you treat a public employee badly, you become nothing more than a joke for them to tell their friends at the end of the day. You know that goes both ways if you're so shit at your job you hold up the line and create an ordeal that imprints in customers' memories. I've seen unruly customers, usually old men, that are disagreeable and antagonistic to employees no matter what. But I've seen bitch employees that are bitches because they're bitches too. And those bitches don't get to tell stories about customers like we're the problem. It's the attitude of the quote that irks me, though. Saying customers become nothing more than jokes as if the employees get the last laugh. No, you don't. That's like trying to discourage a bully from beating up a nerd because, oh, that nerd might write some material about him later. Who has the bruises? Is it you? I think it's you. You're standing in the middle of a firing range, waiting to catch some inevitable bullets, but somehow the shooters better watch their backs? I'm just interested in the reality check. I couldn't even pinpoint what exactly bothers me about a public servant trying to rise above criticism, but there's something there. I'm only talking about this topic because today some girl working at McDonald's was a bit gruff taking my order and then put my Cinnamelt in the bag upside down so it leaked out. I wanted to talk to her about it, like, is something going on at home? Are you having romantic troubles? Well, don't take it out on my fucking food. I'm an extremely vindictive person. When a teammate kills me in Hardcore and Black Ops 3, accidentally or not, as soon as I respawn, I stab that fucker in the back. He knows what he did. I'm also very sensitive to the quality of my meals. Food is supposed to be one of the few inevitable joys in life, something you can count on when so much else in this world lets you down. So when someone ruins it, I don't take it well. One time I was making cinnamon rolls, and I overcooked them, and I cried. That was 3 years ago. I haven't grown much since then. Do you ever wake up excited to have cereal and then open the fridge and realize you're out of milk? The death of a family member doesn't come close, albeit inconsolable. This emotional severity applies to other aspects of my life too. When plans get made, I get immediately attached to them, and if they change, my brain melts into a haze. If I make plans to hang out with someone, and we set a time for them to come over, and that time arrives and they're not here yet, I go stir crazy. Because people in this generation think that when I say come over at 7, I mean come over between 7 and 10, and no, go fuck yourself, or be at least kind of on time. I've had people cancel plans a half hour after they were supposed to have been here to start them, and they never understand why I think that's a big deal. Why didn't you just do something else instead of wait for me? Because I had already dedicated that time in my brain to you. I can't just turn that around on a dime. When I'm waiting for people, I can't focus on anything else. I sit in a chair and pretend I have anything interesting ever to do on my phone. Am I the only one who doesn't appreciate their time being wasted? If something comes up and you can't make it, guess what? I highly doubt you didn't realize it until you were 2 hours late to my fucking thing. Let me know. Do not give me that bullshit radio silence. An hour and a half of waiting goes by hearing nothing until I get a text saying, sorry, I ended up going to a movie. No, that's cool, because I ended up slitting my wrists in the tub anyway. Hey, friend of Kevin, do you want to go see a movie without him? Well, I have plans with him, but I think he won't care if I cancel them in my mind without relaying that information. This is what teenage young adult communication is. Implied telepathy. My schedule might be free, but it's not flexible. Do you understand? I'm not flexible. I'm the opposite of a flake. Instead of bugging out on plans, I hold my goddamn ground and get the same results. There's no winning. People always say to live life with no regrets, as if that's possible. Conversely, I try to live my life racking up as many regrets as I can, or at least you'd think that if you laid out a timetable in my life story. I've dated 3 girls, and I've considered 3 girls to have been the love of my life, which makes a total of 6 girls. Is it not supposed to work that way? I never get to date who I set out to date. Every time, I go fishing with the intent of capturing that elusive golden trout. And every time, while my line is in the water, a pale salmon with low self-esteem jumps itself into my boat, and I'm like, well, that's close enough. Back to shore. Oh, look, this one has mental issues too, but they're incompatible with my own mental issues, so it's not going to work. Might as well stick it out anyway, and then break up with one of them for literally actually no reason, break up with another one for thinking I can do better, and break up with the last one for lying about all of her interests so she could bask in my celebrity. Artistic underclassmen looked up to me in high school. That's the inevitability of dating fans, though. Their hero's sheen comes off, and the celebrity paint peels away until they're left with just a regular abnormally talented guy, and so disappears the novelty of the relationship. I've made some ridiculously dumb decisions in my life regarding love, to the point of hilarity. My first relationship, I suggested that we go up onto the catwalk of the auditorium in school to make out during lunch, knowing with almost certainty that her extremely recent, like a couple hours prior, ex-boyfriend would be working on lights for the musical during that time. Needless to say, he caught us, and cried afterwards. That day he posted on Facebook about how he had his heart broken twice by the same girl. I smiled a little when I read it. I set those events in motion because I tend to be mildly self-destructive. Except I don't, so I actually can't explain that one, but it makes for a nice story. I broke up with my second girlfriend a couple weeks after telling her what a great mother she'd be to the child I definitely wanted to have immediately. Turns out she had gone off birth control during that time, bringing the total number of dodged condomless bullets to 8. You may recall how I fucking hate kids, so why the hell would I say I wanted one? That's a great question that has no answer. What a train wreck I am, but I suppose it's fun. My third girlfriend wanted to have a lesbian encounter with one of her friends and said I could watch. Problem is, the other girl's boyfriend didn't want me to, or anyone to, because he's a fucking idiot. So I said I was no longer okay with the entire idea in the first place just to piss them off. They ended up having a three-way without me. So much for that dude's principles. Oh yeah, I'm uncomfortable at the thought of you watching my girlfriend, but now that you're mad, let me stick it in yours. What a douche. Taking advantage of my certified whore girlfriend like that. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, you can like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.